let's get deep cycles of breath. It's all about the breath. Vibratory sensation.
Well, it's just not as more on vibratory. Just at the beginning, I had no breath for some reason. Probably because I was just biting my booty really fast. But I was like, and I could get no sound out. But like fairly quickly, I got it back. And
you opened it?
Yeah, wasn't fun.
Anyone else?
Yeah. There were a lot of points where I don't know if you ever like had someone. I don't know why I've done this before, but like have someone make a noise through like a tube, like a PVC pipe or something, and it has a specific sound to it, and it's exactly what it sounded like. It's that way of like vibrating. If you ever like walk through a pipe, one of those big water taps, it's that same sound.
The more when I like didn't think about it, I mean when I didn't think about anything else and I really focused on it, my breath would last a lot longer. Like I forget that and then I'd be like, oh, I need to take a breath.
What's your sense of energy right now? You feel somewhat warmed up, or is it same old same?
Yeah.
I feel really cool. I just feel like everybody's energy is just like released all over.
Yeah, and I feel like it was building a lot of suspense for me. It seemed like it was just waiting for something to happen, like sort of, oh, here comes the obelisk from 2001, guys, or something like that.
Okay, one of the, here's just some food for thought. The concept is that, before we became Homo sapiens sapiens, which is what we are now, we had larger craniums, we were big Neanderthal man, we were larger people. And a lot of our body was taken up with bile and slime and just crud that I'm sure was necessary at that point in our development, but simply wasn't necessary now, which is why that shit came out of us, and now our skull has shrunk, and now we are who we are, right? Well, one of the anthropologists' approach to why that happened in the first place is that the man or woman or people discovered the impulse of sound, and in so doing started fucking around with it. When it's just making sound, right? And eventually, here's the kicker, the vibrations that they generated got the bile and the slime, loosened it up on the inside, and dripped out of the noses, the ears, the mouth, and whatnot. And consequently, we are what we are today. It's an interesting approach. True or not true, really, it doesn't matter. For our purposes, it's an interesting concept to equate the development of the human body with the generation of sound, creation of noise. Okay? So now, at this point, I'd like to ask everybody to find a partner, particularly of the opposite sex, and particularly somebody you've never worked with before. I mean, you might not be able to find that situation. Go for it, please. Find a partner. You can try another experiment. And it should be somebody you've never worked with before. And if you can't, and if you have worked with the person you end up with, you gotta switch. So if you end up with somebody you've worked up with in the past, you gotta switch to somebody else. That's okay, and that's not another thing. It doesn't have to be all guys and girls. It could be. So, I mean, you know you two work together, right? So, here we go, there's the switch. Okay, so now one person in this diode is going to be the person who is administering the experiment, and the other person is going to be the person who is receiving, or the subject of this particular experiment. And what we're exploring here is going to be something of this nature. The person who is receiving it, or is the subject of the experiment, simply closes his or her eyes, and that's it. Doesn't do anything else, it shuts their eyes. And what the partner does is the partner, in essence, begins to take over just about all of the experimental sensory perception. So if you're being experimented with and I'm administrating the experiment, your eyes are closed, you in general want to take the hand in one hand and put the other hand in the back, right? And now, you can guide the person to walk forward, stop, or walk back, stop. Walk forward and turn. You see how I'm guiding you? See how it's being guided? And you're going back. And then you can change the rate of that. And you start running, you start moving a little bit, and you slow down and stop. But throughout, the person has their eyes closed. You know, we can pick up speed a little bit. Pick up speed now, and stop, and stop. And what you want to do is you want to try to make your partner as comfortable as possible throughout the whole thing. And you got to even take this kind of stuff into consideration when guiding your partner throughout, right? Because they're going through a totally insecure experience for the first section, right? And it has to do with not having a clue as to what's going on. So what's the first thing that they're going to try to hang on to? Right, see what I'm saying? So even though they may seem like they're working, they have the subconscious drive to not lift their legs. You know, because they want to be grounded into the floor. So if you see even a minute change in the ground, you want to explain to them, okay, no, we're coming up to move on. And there's a step, we go ahead and move on.
Should I shoot on, please?
Yeah, because I'd like to start off here, but I want to move on.
Outside, that's what I was gonna.
Yeah, we'll start off in here and then we'll go outside. So just generally start moving around the room. Start creating a protocol of communication between yourselves. Find your partner and move about the room, guiding them. Experiment with different rates. Experiment with different speeds and directions. Just walk around the room. Establish some sort of protocol for communication.
Don't open your eyes, but wait for the camera.
Okay, so focus back up here now. Okay, so those are the basics, those are the generals, right? How are you going to, you have to first of all create some sort of rapport with your partner. If you've never met your partner or worked with them before, you want to establish, make sure they know your name. Don't just assume that they know your name. Some people don't know each other. So now that we've got that, the person who's administering the experiment, I should say, has the right to do anything they want to with their partner. So they can have them sit down or not sit down. They can have them go touch something. Ask them, what is it that you're feeling? But the idea is to try to give your partner as wide a sensory experience as you can without their eyes. That's a really important part, without the eyes. So they sit down, they get up, change speech, and maybe at one point you might want to experiment. See, when I used to do this stuff, I used to take them and put them into elevators. And not tell them they're going to an elevator. You see, okay, what's happening now? And the elevator would start up, right? And the person would be going up, and they go, oh, guys, so we're in an elevator going down. No, we're not going down. What do you mean we're going up? It feels like, because you understand the pressure is still the same, right? The pressure, if you're going up or down, the pressure is at the bottom of the feet. Feel it? There's a pressure. There's a pressure. It meets at the feet. So if you don't know what direction you're in, you can't tell if you're going up or down if you don't have the eyes. That's something I tried. One time I tried sitting them down next to somebody and then just leaving them alone. See what happens at that point. The only thing that the person who's getting the experiment has to do is keep their eyes closed. And the body, instinctually, as a result of our programming, doesn't want to do that. The moment you feel unsafe, you know, you start flickering and whatnot. So avoid that entirely, okay? 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Take your partner anywhere you want. End up back in here. 10 minutes.
That's like one.
Oh yeah, and then go to
Maybe we switch and come back.
Yeah, we'll come back.
So now we're following the class. Half the class has turned blind.
Stop the bus!
Okay, what are we doing, you guys? I'm curious to know. What are we doing?
Half the class.
That's Danya.
Yeah, very good. Bye, guys. Okay, they're gonna step on the grass. No, would you like me to? Yeah. Woohoo! That's so interesting. Now Mark has a sprained ankle, and look at how he's so careful not to hurt it. Makes a lot of sense. These are strangers. I want to see their response at me filming them. There's that guy's smile. Ignore. That was fun. Sean and Dennis. The first exploration of man right here on camera, folks. Hi, Sean.
Hello, Dawn. How you doing?
He is smart.
This is the Blind Man's Coalition. They've come to UCLA, and I'm learning how to be a blind person's assistant. So let's hear it. I'll put your hand out slowly. Up, 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 and up.
What the? Wait. Okay.
Now, a
Hello?
little bit forward. What is she holding in her hand? In her other hand.
On the other hand?
A little bit up. Up to yeah. There you go.
I don't know.
Smile for the camera, Brad.
Oh, that's
Let's go. I need to go back.
How are you feeling?
On the count of three, we're gonna jump off the cliff. Right in front of the bus.